So that was like a major fail. Hey, how are you? We're back at it with some quick DIYs. Today's theme is cheap but chic because I have 3 DIYs that are very, very simple and are essentially upcycling things you have around the house. They are very cheapskatey, like they're really bad, because you will probably be like, oh my god, you're really doing that. However, they look really nice. They look very expensive. She's not costing us a damn penny, so we love it. So I have 3 DIYs for you. 1 is upcycling old candle wax into new candles. 2 is don't throw away those hipster beer bottle caps you got, because we can turn this into some functional magnets. And the final thing is upcycling your old kombucha bottles, because we all know you're drinking all that kombucha thinking it's gonna like fix you and like help you, and you know, I do it too, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm like, maybe this will like solve all of my problems, maybe it'll help me lose weight. It won't, but we still drink it anyway. So let's get into it. So for the first DIY, we are going to be upcycling kombucha bottles into soap dispensers. So I really like the amber glass kombucha bottles, also because I like the flavor, but most importantly it says follow your gut in the glass, and I love it. I'm here for it, and I want to be reminded every day by my soap container. Next, you're gonna need a pump. I used one from a cheap plastic soap dispenser, and I was lucky enough that it fit the kombucha bottle. You can also buy this on Amazon or your local craft store. And if you're having a hard time getting rid of that label, use tea tree oil. It's my secret weapon. This honestly doesn't need an instructional video, but once you've taken off your label, all you have to do is put your soap in and put your little dispenser on, and you've got like a very chic little soap dispenser that's reusable, and all you have to do is refill it with soap, so you don't have to keep buying disposable soap containers. I'm going to be rating this a solid 8 out of 10 because it looks like a very expensive soap dispenser. I love it. I think it looks so chic. Love the amber glass, and it was super simple. Also, this is major twofer action, and I know it's been a long time since I said twofer, but twofer. On to the next DIY. We will be upcycling old bottle caps. Honestly, this was mostly inspired by the fact that when I went to Berlin and I had a couple of beers, I thought they were the cutest little bottle caps I've ever seen in my life, and so I wanted to keep them, and instead of being a hoarder and just like putting them in a bowl, I wanted to make them kind of functional. So I thought, let's make them a magnet, and then it'll be so hipster because people will see it and they're like, oh my god, what is that beer? Well, I've never had that before. Well, why not? Because I had them in Berlin. And you can do this with any kind of beer, any kind of drink bottle cap. I think the more hipster the label, the better. So all you'll need are those bottle caps and old magnets. And a hot glue gun. While that's heating up, I am genuinely sorry for using a hot glue gun. I never thought it would come to this. I never thought I never wanted to be the DIYer that uses hot glue. I'm sorry, but I needed to use it. First thing we're going to do is test which side is magnetic. Whichever side is magnetic, make sure you glue the other side to the inside of the bottle cap. Now get gluing, baby. Honestly, this does not need much explanation, but I'm just here to help. Don't burn yourself. So this is not a groundbreaking DIY by any means, but it's a nice little upcycle we can do to have a little bit of fun with our little fridge magnets. I'm going to be rating this a 5 out of 10 for a solid lack of creativity, and also there's minus points for the fact that I had to pull out the glue gun. We are upcycling old, oh fuck. You lucky listeners, just listen to me spill my LaCroix all over my desk. It's fine, we're fine, everything's fine. Anyways, on to the next DIY. We are upcycling old candle wax into a new candle. If that's not the height of cheapskatery, I don't know what is. So all you'll need is the wax that you kept from all the other candles you had and felt bad throwing away because you didn't want to waste it. And like odds and end jars and containers that you have around the house that could potentially be a candle. Some essential oils. Candle wicks and the little metal things from the other candles that you refuse to throw away because you don't want to waste them, but now you can use them to make your own candle wick holder thingy. First, we're going to trim the candle wick to the container, and we want to make it a little bit longer than we think because room for error, and then we're just going to tighten it so the wick doesn't move around. Next, we're going to glue it to the bottom of our container. Some people use a straw for this because then it has the leverage to push it down in there. I didn't do that because I wasn't prepared for this DIY. I was so utterly unprepared for what was to come.
Next, we're going to create a double boil situation, so the point is to melt the wax. Please learn from my mistakes. I used too tiny of a bowl. I used a metal bowl, so I burned my hand off, and then there was like water spurting everywhere. It was this horrible thing because your girl was unprepared. Hot mess energy. So on to the even better part is I didn't like wrap the wick around like a toothpick or something to keep it in place because I didn't think you need to, but you need to because your wick will move anywhere and everywhere. So then I had to go in with my hands, my bare hands, and it's really hot wax because it's melted and it hurts so bad. And then I had to get a fork and then I tried to like fix that and it just was this hot mess.
So that was like a major fail. Part two.
So we are learning from our mistakes. We are going with a larger bowl, this time glass, and we're gonna just like melt it, and we put less water in so it doesn't boil and bubble up. Now we're gonna add in the essential oils, and this time very simple, just lavender, okay? Now we have secured the wick around some toothpicks so she's not going anywhere. And we pour, and we pour, and we pour. Look at that, that's amazing. I ran out of wax at this point, but that's fine. Let her dry and there you go. So if you asked me the first time I did this DIY, I would give you a -5 out of 10 because oh my god did that suck. However, when I learned and I did the right process, I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. Honestly, it's not worth it to save all that wax and like wait until one day to make like half a candle. That being said, if you buy all the proper tools for this, maybe it would be fun. But I didn't do that. Learn from me, please.
Like, comment, subscribe. Join me, please. Subscribe. Like, it would be great. So anyway, thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye.